You know how fast you were going?
What? How fast you were going?
I don't know. 10?
8.
Be advised, this is an explicit podcast. If you're easily offended, get your panties twisted into a knot. Leave now. Run to your safe space. Get your little cloth for your tears. All the opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the host and his guest and do not reflect the opinions of any local or government agency. Welcome to Motor Cop Chronicles podcast. I'm your host, Iceman. I don't do the all the housekeeping and stuff on these days. I am happy to say that it is not going to be a very long one. Fortunately, not many people paid the ultimate price this past month, but I usually don't do these live, but I'm going to do them live, and these aren't usually that popular, so, but I'm just going to do it live anyway, so y'all can, the people that do want to see it can see who I'm talking about at least anyway. So we're just going to jump right on into it and give a respect to these men and women that died in the line of duty. We did have 6 in the line of duty deaths for January, which is too many, but way better than what we have been doing. And we had 1 COVID, 1 duty related, 1 fire, and 3 from gunfire. Those gunfire ones, that needs to stop. Too many of us are getting shot and killed out here. So we're going to start out with our first one. This is the Chief of Police of Justin. I'm not good with last names. I apologize for messing these up, but Justin McIntray, if I say that right, from Breckenridge. That's a little loud. Turn that down. So then we'll turn it down. Excuse me for a second, I'm not used to doing that. Okay. Thought I had it set. I apologize for that. He was from Breckenridge Borough Police Department, Pennsylvania. His end of watch was Monday, January the 2nd, 2023. You can see the pictures of him here. He was only 46 years old. Don't have how long his tour of duty was. Chief of Police Justin was shot and killed near the intersection of Breckenridge Avenue and Morgan Street during a foot pursuit of a wanted subject. The man was wanted for a probation violation involving weapons, and he had fled from the Pennsylvania State Police during a traffic stop the previous night. He then fled on foot from Harrison Township the following morning during a traffic stop. At 2 p.m., he was located near the border of Breckenridge Borough and Tatum Borough and led officers on a foot pursuit for over 2 hours. He opened fire on officers in the 900 block of Breckenridge Avenue and again in the 800 block of 3rd Avenue, in which the chief was killed and Tantrum Borough officer was wounded. After shooting both officers, the man carjacked a vehicle and fled into the city of Pittsburgh. He fled into a wooded area following a vehicle pursuit and then opened fire on officers. He was shot and killed by return fire. The chief had been sworn in as police chief of Breckenridge Borough Police Department for exactly 4 years. Don't say if he had any wife or children or anything like that. I think I'm on the wrong screen for y'all. Let's see. Believe it or not, I had all this set up before I started. Was ready to go. I don't know. Obviously messed something up here. For some reason this screen's not sharing for y'all. Stand by. I will get it in a minute. Here we go. Let me know if y'all are seeing my screen that I have up, because I can't tell if y'all can see it or not. Next, we're going to have Police Officer Carl Douglas Kimball from the St. Francisville Police Department here in Louisiana. His end of watch was Thursday, January 12th of 2023. See him right up here. He was 72 years old. He had 30 years on the job. He died from COVID-19. Looks like he got it on January the 10th. Police Officer Carl Kimball died from complications a result from contracting COVID-19 while assigned to the West Feliciana Parish Hospital. Officer Kimball had served with the St. Francisville Police Department for 10 years and retired from the Louisiana Department of Corrections. He is survived by his 3 sisters, someone who was like a son to him, his grandson, and his goddaughter. It just talks about the effects of COVID-19. 72 years old. He is still putting in some work. Still putting in the work. Next we have Deputy Sheriff Darnell Calhoun from the Riverside County Sheriff's Department, California. End of watch was Friday, January the 13th of 2023. Y'all can see his picture. He was a very young man. He was only 30 years old. He had 3 years on the job. Deputy Calhoun was shot and killed while he was responding to a domestic violence call in the 18,500 block of Hilldale Lane. A call taker heard the sounds of a struggle after an occupant of the home had called to report a child custody issue at the residence. Deputy Calhoun was the first deputy to arrive on the scene, and he was shot. Deputy Calhoun's backup arrived and discovered him wounded in the street. The second deputy became engaged in a shootout with the subject and wounded the man. Okay, I don't know why it's not showing up. Deputy Calhoun was transported to the Valley Medical Center where he succumbed to his wounds. He had served with the county sheriff's office for 11 months and had previously served with the San Diego Police Department for 2 years. He was survived by his wife, who was pregnant, and the 2 sons. I'm just going to go over here for y'all. Like y'all can see me. I don't know why it's not showing up on the screen share for y'all. It's kind of upsetting me some. That was the main reason I had done the screen share. Nope. I don't know. Y'all just gonna have to have me and not see it. Hopefully I'll have it fixed for next time. Hopefully I don't have to do it next time. Because I don't like doing it. Yeah, I was trying to share if y'all could see the pictures of everyone, but unfortunately for some reason it's not doing it. We'll just do it. Y'all just have to listen to me. I don't know what's wrong. Next, we have Supervisory Officer Jacqueline Montanero. She was from the United States Department of Homeland Security, Customs Border Protection, Office of Field Operations. Her end of watch was January the 14th, 2023. Cause of death was fire. She was 40 years old. She had been on the job for 16 years. She died from her injuries she sustained while trying to rescue her daughter from a fire in Hazelett, New Jersey. When a fire broke out around midnight, she had evacuated from her burning home with her husband and 8-year-old daughter. She re-entered the home in an attempt to rescue their 6-year-old daughter, who was still inside. Officer Montanero was found unconscious, trapped inside with trauma to her arms and hands. She was transported to Copperman Medical Center, where she succumbed to her injuries at 1:40 a.m. Her 6-year-old daughter did not survive the fire either. She had served with the United States Department of Homeland Security for 16 years, and she was assigned to the Newark Liberty International Airport. She survived by her husband, her daughter, her parents, her grandmother, her sister, and her 2 brothers. That's really sad. I mean, she went in, sacrificed her life trying to save her child's life, and they both passed away. That is extremely sad on that. Next, we have Master Patrol Officer Clarence L., known as C.J. Williams, from the Cairo Police Department, Georgia. End of watch was Saturday, January 28th, 2023. Very young man, 23 years old, 2 years on the job. It says a duty-related illness. His Master Patrol Officer, C.J. Williams, passed away after suffering a medical emergency during a foot pursuit. Officer Williams was assisting a Grady County Sheriff's deputy during a traffic stop in the area of 10th Street and Robinson Avenue. The subject fled the vehicle, and the officers pursued him. During the chase, Officer Williams collapsed and was unable to be revived. Officer Williams had served with the police department for 2 years. Don't say if he was married or have any children or anything. I know y'all can't see the pictures of this man. This man was 23 years old, and what I'm seeing, he looks like he's in pretty damn good shape. So, I got my opinions probably of what happened when these young people are passing away from reasons like that. But that's not for this one. But that's very sad. 23 years old, whole life ahead of them. All right, the last one. I'm so glad I didn't have to talk for 40 minutes or 30 minutes with names. We have police officer Gonzalo Carrasco Jr. from the Selma Police Department, California. His end of watch was Tuesday, January 31st, 2023. I don't know what kind of stuff y'all have out. This picture's been all over my Facebook feed. Another very young man. He was 24 years old. He had 2 years on the job. Cause of death is gunfire. Police officer Gonzalo was shot and killed at 11:45 a.m. While on patrol, he was stopped by a homeowner who stated that a man was on her property. When the officer investigated, the subject fired several shots, striking him. The subject fled the scene. He was transported to the hospital where he succumbed to his injuries. The suspect, a felon on probation, was arrested a short time later and charged with murder, being a felon in possession of a gun and ammunition and probation violation. He had served with the police department for 2 years and was part of the Explorer program at the Reedley Police Department. He is survived by his parents, brother, sisters, and a girlfriend who's expecting their first child, which this child will never get to see their father, and he will never get to meet his child because some piece of crap convicted felon who is out shot and killed him. He probably walked up and wasn't even, thinking anything, thought it was somebody trespassing. Just 24 years old. Totally unnecessary. So we had no canines deaths this past month, which is good. So we had 2 in California, 1 in Georgia, 1 in Louisiana, 1 in Pennsylvania, and 1 for the U.S. government. And I'm hoping next month we have a 0, but hadn't been that lucky. But 6 is a very low number, which is good. I appreciate all y'all coming and listening, even though we had some technical issues with it. I don't know what's going on with it, Billy. I mean, my feed's showing it's good. Tomorrow, I think the weather's supposed to be bad, so I may pop on tomorrow evening with some more stories or something like that. We'll see. If not, y'all stay safe. Have a good weekend, and y'all remember these people. If you're a praying person, give each one of them, or give them a little prayer for their families, especially because that's the ones leaving. How you doing, Christopher? We're just doing the end of watch one. About to jump off. It's not my favorite one at all. Like I said, I'm going to throw out an extra one out there this month for sure. I'm not going to say which one it is yet because I didn't tell the person about it yet. Like I said, be safe this weekend. Remember, we lines. Watch your back. Watch your brother's back, and y'all stay safe. I just got to get my other screen back up again. Thanks for watching. And remember to smile, because Iceman could always be behind you. We're out.